we're going to start with day one and the feature race on the day, the Champion Hurdle. Leon, news today, obviously, that we all expected. Annie Power supplemented for the race, and she is going to go off as favourite. Has there been a bit of support today? What's the market like?
No, sorry Hugh, it's gone the other way.
Really?
Yeah, she's drifted a little bit, 13 to 8 from 6 to 4. She gets a £7 allowance, which will definitely help her. It's an average Champion Hurdle compared to other years, I think. There's no superstar in there, obviously Faugheen is gone. But she's 13 to 8, her stablemate is second favourite, Nicholas Canyon. I would have liked his chances if he hadn't run against Faugheen the last day, because I thought he had a tough race when he beat Identity Thief, who's going there as a fresh horse. He's next in around the 6 to 1 mark, and the new one, I think he needs the race to start 3 furlongs earlier, because he always is doing his best work when the race is over. Yeah. My 10th or yours, there'd be some training performance if he could come back from a long absence. So you'd have to hope that it can come back to Ireland. Identity Thief at 6 to 1 probably looks the value at the moment. But Annie Power, she's top class. We all remember what happened 12 months ago. It saved the bookmaking industry. But
some people still aren't over that, by the way.
Yeah, well,
including myself. I have the people that were in the gold watching it.
Yeah, look, everyone done the 4 horses on the first day, and she was the last leg. And look, these things happen in racing, but she's very talented. It'll be her second run of the season, and if she lines up in the race, I'm sure she'll get plenty of support.
Ted, it's obviously disappointing, just from a racing purist point of view, that we're not going to have Faugheen there. You know, I think so many people looking forward to see, could do the back-to-back. And that aside, the race is now wide open as a result.
Yeah, wide open for the punters, but definitely a substandard race.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, it'd be like them Champion Hurdles without Istabrack. The theatre hurdles have to win the Champion Hurdle.
Okay.
I mean, my 10 to yours is 8 to 1. He hasn't run in a race course for 2 years.
Yeah.
That'll just tell you what kind of a race it is. They're good horses, but you're lacking a star. There's a question mark about them all. I mean, Annie Power was running in the Mayor's race last year.
Yeah.
She's now favourite for the Champion Hurdle. You've got Nicholas Canyon, second favourite, who got beat up a country mile at Epperson the last time he ran. Identity Thief, no one would have mentioned him until he won the race at Newcastle. And then he has said 8 to 1, my 10 to yours, that hasn't run for 2 years, and 6 to 1 they're offering about the new one. And like, he's been there 2 or 3 times in the top of his game and couldn't manage to win it. It's a substandard by recent ones. I think the mare will be hard to beat, but she's a skimpy old price, 13 days.
Yeah, and she's only had one run, Gordon. Just in relation to Nicholas Canyon then, go back to him, because he remains the only horse to take down Faugheen, albeit Faugheen, as we said the last time, had been 2 months eating cheeseburgers, it looked like, because he was overweight, and Willie said as much, and the next time around obviously blew the opposition away. How much can we take from Nicholas Canyon this season so far?
It's, you know, he obviously was very good when today he bet Faugheen, but I wouldn't worry too much on getting got bet the last day. Willie had been fitting well, and as Ted said, it's a very open race, so it is. But I think any of the top 4 or 5 horses could win it. I know Ted says my 10 to yours is 2 years off the track, but you know, he was second to Jetski, and he probably should have won the Champion that year, you know. He's had plenty of race course gallops, but it's an open race, anything could win it. Yeah,
okay, my 10 to yours then, Johnny. I mean, he's 8 to 1, which for some people is a bit of value, and Nicky Henderson says he is back to top form. If we take Nicky on his word, which we have to do, he should be thereabouts, even with 2 years off the track. No?
I suppose you have to take him into account. If any man's capable of doing it, Nicky Henderson is, and Nick AP Mackay said the other day, if there was one horse he could ride at the festival, it was my 10 to yours. So when AP says something like that, when you've 28 races, you'd have to take note. Vibes are good. They've brought him away for a couple of canters around Kempton, but watching it, there were only a couple of canters.
Yeah, I backed him in the Supreme Novices, and you know, he came up short that day, only just short. McCoy was on board, and again Tony was on him when he finished behind Jetski in the Champion Hurdle, and he tends to pull quite hard. So just as a jockey, you know, would that be a worry? Will Barry Geraghty make a difference, do you think?
No, Barry Geraghty and AP McCoy are 2 high class jockeys, but I suppose it definitely is a worry that he is a keen going horse when he's coming back from 2 years off the track. We said he's been to Kempton for his couple of gallops, but when he gets to the races, he's obviously going to be fresh and hyped up, so that definitely is a worry. Looking down through it, plenty of pace in the race with Nicholas Canyon. Identity won't be far away from the pace, and who knows, they might adapt front running tactics on Annie Power. So if there is plenty of pace in the race, it'll definitely help my 10 or yours chances.
Okay, Liam, what do you think of Annie Power's chances in this race? She's clearly, you know, a class horse. Do you think she's got the better of the other horse in this field?
Well, first of all, she's too skimpy, because for what she has done, if you go through the form book, it's not it doesn't entitle her to be that price. But she may well go and destroy this field because I think it's a substandard hurdle. But the one I like, even though everyone is saying that Hard Race might have taken it over it, but I think Nichols Canyon is an each way bet there at 5 to 1. Nicky Henderson runs 5. I don't know how could you back my 10 or yours for 2 years,
especially when I backed him.
And he was a very good horse. But how you go and back him with that kind of knowledge, I don't know. But if I had to have a bet in the race, maybe something each way at Nichols Canyon.
Ted, I mean, been off the track for 2 years. I mean, how big a factor is that for my 10 to yours?
This is Cheltenham, not Lourdes.
So tear up me docker, is that what you're saying?
I mean, if it'll be the training feat of all training feats. If he can win a champion hurdle, not having run for 2 years.
Okay.
I wouldn't back him anyway. You know what I mean? Nicky's a great trainer and he's a very good horse. But he couldn't beat Champagne Fever as a novice over hurdles. And he couldn't beat Jet Ski in the champion hurdle.
Yeah.
Although it might have been a better race than today, but at the same time, I wouldn't back him anyway at 8 to 1 or 10 to 1 or 20 to 1. He might win, but I wouldn't back him.
Okay, so then, I mean, if we're looking at someone like the new one, Leon, as Ted mentioned, you know, he hasn't got up there to do it when it's been asked of him, but he does seem to like Cheltenham, albeit he's got beaten in the champion hurdle last year, and he was hampered badly as well a couple of races back. So maybe a little bit of value in that horse, considering that he doesn't mind coming up that hill, and that's a huge plus.
No, I don't think there's any value in the new one. As I said, I think the race should be called 2 Mile 3 for him to have a chance of winning it.
Okay.
He's only doing his work when the race is over, and he's only running on. Couldn't have him. I thought he was deplorable the last day. I mean, he barely won.
Just about, yeah.
Couldn't have him on my mind at all. I think he'll come back to Ireland, as I said, and hopefully, I mean, look, I'm on Nichols Canyon anti-post myself. I just think that race, I don't know, he didn't have a hard race turning in. He eased up on him, Paul Town, in that day, so maybe that'll help him. But Annie Power at 13 to 8, she is skimpy on what she's done so far. But as Ted said, it's a bad champion hurdle. Okay,
can we just get your predictions then? If I had to twist around and go for one, Johnny, who do you fancy?
Identity Thief could be a bit of value. An improving sort. He had a good run behind Nichols Canyon at Christmas, and he's been freshened up for it.
Okay, Leon.
I'd stick with Identity Thief. Yeah, I think he's the best value of the lineup there at 6 to 1.
Gordon.
I'll go against Ted. I think I'll go my 10 to yours each way.
Alright, okay. Glad I have one supporter in the panel anyway. Liam.
Nichols Canyon for me each way.
Okay, and Ted?
I think Annie Power will win, but I can't understand Leon giving the horse no chance in the new one, and he still only has him 6 to 1. Sure as you got to stretch it a bit longer.
Oh, listen, Ted.
No chance here, he's another 3 furlongs. He's third favourite.
But you want to back him at double the odds? I'll give you 12 to 1.
12 to 1.
Yeah, I'll give you 12 if you want. I get some of your hard earned euro.